Hello guys, so today we will learn about what is soil and type of soil. So in this video we talk about the texture and the structure of the soil and how soil is actually useful into the infrastructural purpose and for agricultural purpose. So soil is a mixture of mineral and organic matter that contains air, water and microorganisms. It provides a medium in which plants grow, a habitat for animals, and storage for water. Soils processes including the recycling of nutrients, purification of water, and exchange of gases with the atmosphere. So this is the soil. So soil is actually a mixture of mineral, organic, and inorganic matter that contains water and microorganisms. So these organic and inorganic matter help to grow a plant. Formation of soil. So the mineral content of a soil is derived from a parent material, generally bedrock, that has been modified through the time due to the action of physical, chemical, and biological weathering of rock. As bedrock varies greatly from place to place, so do the soils vary. So, if anywhere the basaltic rock is dominant, the soil of that area is actually black in color. And if the area that dominant in iron-rich rock like hematite, magnetite, and all those things, the area have a red color of soils. So, water plays a major role in this processes of soil formation through mechanical fracturing, the dissolution of bedrock, and by supporting biological activities. Soil textures such as loam, sandy, or clay refers to the proportion of sand, silt, and clay-sized particles that make up the mineral fraction of the soils. For example, light soils refers to soil high in sand relative to clay, while heavy soils are made up of largely of clay actually. This is the soil profile. So, as soils develop over time by the disintegration of bedrocks, layers or horizons form soil profiles. Most soil profiles cover the earth as two main layers, topsoils and subsoils. So, soils horizon are the layer in the soils as you move down the soil profile. There are actually three horizon in soil profile. The first one is A horizon. So A horizon have humus-rich topsoils where nutrients, organic matter, and biological activities are highest. The A horizon is usually darker than other horizons because of the organic materials. So you can see here this is the A horizons which have darker materials compared to B and C horizons because it have organic materials. The second one is B horizon. So B horizons have clay-rich subsoils. This horizon is often less fertile than the topsoils, but holds more moisture. It generally has a lighter color and less biological activities than A horizon. Texture may be heavier than the A horizon too. Third one is C horizons. Underlying weathered rock from which the A and B horizons forms. So this is the C horizon, which have weathered rock from which the B and A horizons is actually forms, and this is the B horizons which have more moisture compared to A horizons, and but B horizon is actually less nutrients. Sometimes soils also have an O horizon, mainly consisting of plant litter which has accumulated on the soil surface. So as you can see, this is the O horizon which is very thin and it is accumulated actually on the earth surface. The properties of horizons are used to distinguish between soils and determine land use patterns or land use potentials. So these horizons is actually very much important to study the soils of any area. to agricultural purposes or infrastructural purposes. Soil texture. Soil texture refers to the composition of the soil in terms of the amount of small यानी कि clay particles, medium or silt particles, and large यानी sand particles. So the primary particles of sand, silt, and clay make up the inorganic solid phase of the soil. These particles often become aggregate together with each other. So soil is actually forms with these three aggregates: sand, silt, and clay. So soil texture is important because it influences the amount of water the soil can hold, the rate of water movement through the soil, how workable and fertile the soil is. The soil texture often varies with depth, and the properties of the topsoil are affected by the properties of the subsoils. The particles that make up soil are categorized into three groups by size: sand, silt, and clay. Sand particles are the largest and clay particles the smallest. Most soils are a combination of the three. The relative percentage of sand, silt, and clay are what given soil is its texture actually. So soil texture means the percentage of sand, silt, and clay in soil. A clay loam textural soil, for example, has nearly equal parts of the sand, silt, and clay. These textural separates result from the weathering processes. So we learn about this texture in our next slide, where we can understand sand, silt, and clay in a triangle shape. So size of sand, silt, and clay in soils. This is the size actually of any soil. So the sand is actually 2 to 0.05 millimeter in size, which is in yellow color. Silt is actually 0.05 to 0.002 millimeter, which is in blue color, and clay is less than 0.002 millimeter. So this is the grain size of an soil that have these aggregates. So this is the clay, silt, and sand textural study. So this is the texture of any soils. Those have clay, silt, and sand. So there are 12 soil textural classes represented on the soil texture triangle. So as you can see, this is the percentage of clay, this is the percentage of silt, and this is the percentage of sand. So the sand percentage is here is actually 100%, and this percentage of silt is here actually 100%, and percentage of clay is here is 100%. So this is the clay rich soils which have less percentage compared to silt and sand. So if any soil have more silt, that means that has 10% of sand and 100% of silt. And if any soil have 100% of clay, it means that have 10% of silt and 100% of clay. If any soil have 100% of sand, that means that have 100% of sand particles and 10% of percentage of clay. And type of soil. So there are four type of soil: sandy soil, silt soil, clay soils, and loamy soils. First one is sandy soil. So sandy soils consist of small particles of weathered rock. Sandy soils are one of the poorest type of soil for growing plants because it has very low nutrients and poor water holding capacity, which make it hard for the plant's root to absorb the water. Sandy soil is usually formed by the breakdown or fragmentation of rocks like granite, limestone, quartz. So this is the sandy soil as you can see. So this soil is actually have poor water holding capacity, and this is actually the result of weathering of bedrock. This type of soil is actually have also low nutrients for growing a plant. Silt soil. So silt have much smaller particles compared to sandy soil. It is the smooth and fine quality of the soil that holds water better than sand. Silt, Silt is easily transported by moving currents, and it is mainly found near the river, lake, and other water bodies. So this is the silty soil. So this soil is actually have smaller particles compared to sand, and so this soil is actually have better quality to hold water compared to sand, and this type of soil is actually found near river and lake. Third one is clay soil. So clay has the smallest particles amongst the other two types of soil. Particles are tightly packed together with each other with very little or no airspace. This soil has very good water storage quality and makes it hard for moisture and air to penetrate into it. Clay is the densest and heaviest type of soil which does not drain well or provide spaces for plant roots to flourish the plant. So this type of soil is actually have good water holding capacity, and clay is actually densest and heaviest type of soil which restrict the draining of water and provides plant roots to flourish uh, better than other soils. Loamy soil. So loamy soil is a combination of sand, silt, and clay. For in instances, it has the ability to retain moisture and nutrients. Hence, it is more suitable for farming. This soil is also referred to as agricultural soil, as it includes an equilibrium of all three types of soil materials, being sandy, clay, and silt. And it also happens to have humus. So apart from these, it also have higher calcium and pH levels because of its inorganic origins. So this is the loamy soil. So loamy soil is actually the combination of previous three soils: sand, silt, and clay. So this type of soil is actually have ability to retain moisture and nutrients in good amount compared to other soils. Soil structure. So soil structure is the arrangement of soil particles into small clumps called pits or aggregates. Soil particles like sand, silt, clay, and even organic matter bind together to form pits. Depending on the composition and on the condition in which the pits formed, the pit has a specific shape. They could be granular like gardening soil, blocky, columnar, platy, massive like modeling clay, or single grain like beach sand. So structures correlates to the pore spaces in the soil, which influences root growth on air and water movement. Soil color. So soil color is denoting soil mineralogy, telling us what is in a specific soil. So soil high in iron or deep orange, brown to yellowish in brown color. Those soil that are high in organic matter are dark brown or black. Color can also tell us how a soil behaves. A soil that drains well is brightly colored, and one that is often wet and soggy will have a mottled pattern of grayish, reds, and yellow in colors. So, color is actually very much important to organize infrastructural features, because soil color is tell us what type of rock is beneath the earth. So this is very important actually. Some facts on soil. So in general, the size of the soil particles and their spacing determine how much water can flow through the soil. The larger the spacing are pore size, the greater the infiltration rate. The sandy soils will have high infiltration rate because pore sizes are large and there are no finer materials to block the pores. The soil texture also influences how much heat and nutrients will be stored in the soil profile. Sandy soils drain better than soils that are clay rich. In general, the smaller the soil particle size distribution, the slower it will drain. Sometimes silt may have the same particle size distribution as clay, but clay will retain more water for longer period of time than silt. This can be explained by the shape of the soil particles. clay particles are planar, whereas silt particles are spherical. Water basically gets stuck between the planar plate shaped clay particles and thus slow the flow of water is actually. So this is all about soil.